Roman Reigns took charge backstage by kicking out controversial WWE star. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer. Have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Roman Reigns is one of WWE's most dominant forces, not just in the ring, but also behind the scenes. As the long-reigning Universal Champion and a respected locker room leader, Reigns has played a key role in shaping the backstage culture of WWE, but not everyone has stayed in his good graces. Speaking on After the Bell, in 2019, Reigns discussed his approach to leadership, emphasizing leading by example. "I try to make everything look easy, keeping a level head when times get tough," he explained. Reigns sees his leadership as more than just match quality. It's about professionalism, composure, and respect backstage. Despite his usually calm demeanor, Reigns once made headlines for allegedly removing fellow WWE superstar Enzo Amore from the locker room. The story came to light thanks to former WWE referee Mike Chioda, who revealed that Enzo had to change with the referees after Reigns told him to leave. Known for his brash attitude and backstage behavior, Amore reportedly had difficulty getting along with others during his WWE run. "You've just got to be respectful." Enzo walked around like he couldn't be bothered, Chioda said. According to him, when Enzo realized Reigns was the source of the friction, he knew it was serious. That's the last one you want heat from. While Roman never explicitly confirmed the Enzo incident, he seemingly referenced it in a later interview on Off the Boards, saying, "If I put the sentence down, then I lay it down." That's what a locker room leader does. Enzo was released in 2018 and hasn't returned to WWE since, aside from briefly appearing as a disruptive fan at Survivor Series 2018. This rare disciplinary move by Reigns shows that leadership isn't just about titles. It's also about protecting the culture of the locker room. WrestleVotes also reported that Reigns' name has been mentioned in internal WWE documents, typically signaling plans leading into a major event. However, it appears he won't be returning at SummerSlam. Insiders have hinted at something bigger being reserved for later, as WWE prepares long-term stories beyond the two-night August event. The current storyline suggests new directions. Commentators believe Reigns is poised to confront Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins instead of focusing solely on the Bloodline saga. The idea is that Roman will confront those who betrayed him directly, creating a high-stakes rivalry with Rollins and Heyman. The emotional weight of the betrayal at WrestleMania adds extra drama to this potential feud. Behind the scenes, it's believed WWE is laying the foundation for Reigns to reclaim a top position in the late summer or early autumn stretch. With War Games confirmed as part of Survivor Series 2025 in November, and promotional graphics already featuring Roman, there's growing anticipation around his return. Additionally, Reigns' involvement in the upcoming Street Fighter movie hasn't derailed WWE's plans. Instead, the company appears to be scheduling creatively around his filming commitments. New promotional items hint at the arrival of an evolved character, dubbed OTC, signifying an alternate version of the tribal chief. This comeback is expected to bring new nicknames, gear, and merchandise. As WWE SummerSlam approaches, one of the major matches sees Roman Reigns teaming with Jey Uso against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. However, a speculative scenario suggests there could be a last-minute shakeup. The rumored twist involves Breaker and Reed ambushing Jey Uso before the match, leaving him unable to compete. This would force Roman to find a new tag partner for the highly anticipated bout. The most logical replacement would be LA Knight. The 42-year-old star was originally set to face Seth Rollins in a major SummerSlam showdown, but plans changed when Rollins suffered a real injury. Knight, already feuding with Rollins' allies, Breaker and Reed, would be a natural fit. Adding Knight to the match not only fills the gap left by USO, but it also aligns with ongoing rivalries, enhancing the stakes of the match. While this remains speculative, the officially scheduled match still stands as Reigns and USO versus Breaker and Reed. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes named two all-time classic matches: Sting versus Ric Flair from the Great American Bash, and Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect from SummerSlam, but also included his own historic win at WrestleMania 40. I might say WrestleMania 40, which I'm in. I went from being the guy who was away, criticizing it, starting something new, then came back, earned my place, and they said, "Hey, it's all yours." Like how? For Rhodes, that main event moment in Philadelphia was more than just a championship win. It was the reward for years of perseverance, reinvention, and risk. After leaving WWE and co-founding AEW, Cody's return and title win at WrestleMania 40 confirmed his status as a top-tier star. Since then, he defended the undisputed WWE Championship against Elite Competition before losing it to John Cena at WrestleMania 41. He's now set to face Cena in a blockbuster SummerSlam rematch. With the title on the line once again. WWE SummerSlam weekend is almost here. The biggest party of the summer will air across Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd. Additionally, the SmackDown before SummerSlam will take place on Friday, August 1st. Across the three shows, over 100,000 fans are expected to attend, making this arguably the most anticipated SummerSlam weekend ever. A significant part of that excitement is thanks to Roman Reigns. The OTC is scheduled for action during Night 1 of SummerSlam 2025, teaming up with Jey Uso to face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The match promises to be intense and entertaining. Beyond his in-ring performance, Roman is known for being unpredictable, potentially leading to surprising moments over the weekend. Here are 4 unexpected moves Roman Reigns could make to shake up WWE SummerSlam 2025. 1. Reuniting with Paul Heyman. At WrestleMania 41 in April, Roman Reigns competed in a triple threat match against CM Punk and Seth Rollins. The contest ended with Paul Heyman betraying both Reigns and Punk, helping Rollins secure the win. However, some speculate that the betrayal was staged, possibly as part of a bigger plan between Reigns and Heyman to mislead Rollins. At SummerSlam, there could be a reveal that Heyman was secretly working with Reigns all along, acting as a planted informant to study Rollins' allies, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. With inside knowledge, Reigns could gain a strategic advantage in their upcoming match. That said, it's more likely that Heyman genuinely turned on Reigns and is now aligned with Seth Rollins. If that was Heyman's plan, it appears to have backfired. Rollins was recently sidelined with an injury after a match with LA Knight. Without Rollins, Heyman's group lacks clear leadership. On a recent episode of WWE Raw, Heyman offered Roman Reigns the chance to lead the faction. Though Reigns initially declined, he could have reconsidered. Accepting the offer might result in him taking over the group, forming a new version of the Bloodline. Sami Zayn has a key match at SummerSlam against Karrion Kross. The two are tied in their singles competition series. Roman Reigns might intervene in the match to support Sami, possibly due to their history. Despite a past falling out, Sami and Roman reconciled late last year. Helping Sami would be a gesture of loyalty to someone once considered part of the original Bloodline. Jey Uso is now one of WWE's biggest stars and even held the World Heavyweight Championship earlier this year after defeating Gunther. His relationship with Roman Reigns has been rocky yet resilient, given their family ties. However, if Roman and Jey lose their tag team match, tensions could resurface. Roman might direct his frustration at Jey, especially if Jey is the one pinned. A post-match outburst from Reigns could reflect the complex and strained nature of their past interactions. Jimmy Jacobs recently returned to ROH, losing to Blake Christian after time away from the ring. While not directly related to Reigns, this highlights the ongoing shakeups in the wrestling world. Roman Reigns has been absent from WWE television since being ambushed by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker the night after WrestleMania 41. During his time away, he's made public appearances, and according to WrestleVotes, WWE is actively preparing for his comeback, including merchandising and promotional campaigns. If Reigns returns in time for SummerSlam, he could face several top-tier opponents. Braun Breaker. Following their previous encounter, a one-on-one clash could be set for SummerSlam. Their respective finishing moves, both centered around powerful spears, would make for a headline-grabbing match. CM Punk. Reigns and Punk had rising tensions before WrestleMania 41. Punk's alliance with Paul Heyman may be seen by Reigns as a catalyst for Heyman's betrayal. This personal grudge could culminate in a marquee SummerSlam showdown. Seth Rollins. The Ultimate SummerSlam main event could see Reigns face his longtime rival, Seth freakin' Rollins. Rollins not only took out Reigns on Raw, but also stole Heyman at WrestleMania 41. Roman's return could be focused on vengeance, making this one of the most anticipated matches of the year. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso will be seen in tag team action at WWE SummerSlam, where they'll face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Originally, Reigns was scheduled to take on Seth Rollins in a singles match, but plans changed after Rollins sustained a knee injury at Saturday night's main event on July 12th. As a result, Reigns, the OTC, and Jey Uso, Mr. Yeet, will now team up to take on Breaker and Reed. While the tag match is intriguing, there's a possibility an original Bloodline member could make an appearance if the situation escalates. Jimmy Uso isn't booked in a match at SummerSlam, but he will be around to support Jacob Fatu, who is set to challenge Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. That availability leaves room for Jimmy to step in if Reigns and Jey need backup. This speculation arises partly from the USO's recent reunion during a GQ interview, where they reflected on their bond and WWE careers. If things get tense during the tag match, it wouldn't be surprising to see Jimmy join forces with his brother and cousin to even the odds. Reigns had the upper hand over Breaker and Reed in the first couple of weeks following his return. However, on the most recent episode of Raw, the momentum shifted. The heel team appeared more strategic, showing they could outsmart the Bloodline duo. Given that shift, WWE may be planning a dramatic moment where Jimmy, Jey, and Roman reunite, possibly on SmackDown or during a backstage segment at SummerSlam. Paul Heyman's role is also worth watching. While he doesn't compete, his presence ringside often influences matches. He could be a factor that helps Breaker and Reed gain an unfair advantage, adding tension to the encounter. There's growing anticipation about the possible reunion of the original Bloodline at SummerSlam and a potential victory over Rollins' new faction. However, this remains speculative for now. Looking ahead to Survivor Series War Games, Roman Reigns has already been advertised for the event. This suggests the rivalry with Seth Rollins' faction might extend beyond SummerSlam. A War Games showdown featuring the Visionaries team against the OG Bloodline could be in the works. Since the match type requires more participants, Rollins may return to in-ring action himself or enlist others to team with Breaker and Reed. It would be exciting to see Big Jim, Jimmy Uso, align with Jey and Roman for War Games. Jacob Fatu could also be a strong addition to their side. That said, all wrestlers involved will need to be cautious, especially considering past injuries some have sustained in similar high-intensity match formats. Ahead of SummerSlam, Bronson Reed posted a black and white image on social media showing him and Breaker standing tall over Reigns after a Raw segment where they gained the upper hand. The moment capped off the final episode of Raw before the premium live event, building tension for their tag match. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes reflected on his bout with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, where he came up short in his bid to capture the undisputed WWE Championship. Speaking on The Ringer, Rhodes called it his favorite WrestleMania match to date. At SummerSlam 2025, Reigns and Rhodes are both aiming for big wins. Reigns teaming with Jey Uso on Night 1, and Rhodes challenging John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. On Night 2. WWE, SummerSlam 2025 is just a few days away, and Jey Uso is set to compete alongside Roman Reigns in one of the most star-studded matches of the year. Could he be replaced at the last moment? After Seth Rollins sustained an injury at Saturday night's main event, Roman Reigns returned to television to confront Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. The following week, he officially announced he would team up with fellow Bloodline member Jey Uso at WWE SummerSlam 2025 to face Breaker and Reed in a tag team match. While the fan-favorite team has a strong chance of winning, there's still a slight possibility that unforeseen events could impact the lineup. If Jey Uso is unable to compete due to a backstage incident or a storyline twist, Louisiana Knight could step in as his replacement. The 42-year-old had been involved in a rivalry with Rollins' faction before the injury and hasn't appeared on recent episodes of Raw or SmackDown, leaving his schedule open. This potential change could add an exciting layer to the match and further develop the ongoing storyline. However, it's important to note that this is purely speculative and nothing has been officially confirmed. The reunion of the original Bloodline members has been a highlight for fans. Still, if Triple H aims to elevate Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed as top-tier threats, the duo could walk away with the victory at the biggest party of the summer. There are a couple of possible ways to book the outcome. One is to have Breaker and Reed win cleanly, while the other involves a more unpredictable finish. A dramatic twist could include a surprise return by Seth Rollins to assist his allies in securing the win. Such a move would also lay the groundwork for a long-awaited one-on-one showdown between Rollins and Reigns, potentially reigniting a storied rivalry at a future event. Fans will need to stay tuned to see how things unfold at WWE SummerSlam 20.